because we've got poor harvest infrastructure, so we waste the food that's harvested because it's not properly stored, or we waste it at the consumption edge because the consumption end, because we buy more food than we need and it rots and we waste it. So there's about a quarter to a third of the food that we produce globally that's wasted.
Hello, I'm Second Stories, and I would like to abolish capitalism. And to quote Ruth Wilson Gilmore, abolition is about presence and not absence. It's more about creating humanizing and life-affirming systems for the people who live within society. In the world today, a lot of things have been impacted by capitalism, if not all things. Most parts of human life has been commodified, turned into commodities for to be bought and sold for profits. Today, the United Nations reports as much as 828 million people who are affected by hunger in 2021. That's 46 million people more than the previous year of 2020 and 150 million more people from 2019. Thanks, Trump. Now that number is concerning enough by itself, but even more concerning considering the world has enough food to feed its 8 billion people population, yet 733 million people go hungry every day. And that number is even higher in African countries, where it's reported that almost 1 in 5 people will be experiencing hunger every day of their life. So it's important that we do not try to separate access to food from the realities of political and climate action in our world today. You might be slightly confused, but to clarify, you have to first understand today the 3 biggest causes of hunger are conflict, climate change, and economic crisis. Makes you think, why are these places the ones experiencing the most issues? In the United States, that number is 47 million. And before the greedy capitalists come here and start saying anything about bootstraps, all right, here's a number to consider. In the United States, 13.8 million of the 47 million people experiencing food insecurity are children, and the global number is 43 million. Can't exactly tell kids to go get a job now, can you? Children aren't the only ones overrepresented. Women also disproportionately experience food insecurity. Seeing that child labor laws are not exactly designed to pay children the big bucks, it is difficult to understand how children are expected to get bootstraps. I would propose, why are children who are unable to consent working in the first place? But I'll save that for a future discussion. Eurocentric talking points aside, I think it's important that we simply do not ignore the role that Eurocentric interests play in the magnitude and simple presence of things like climate change, conflict, and economic crisis in places in the world. In fact, of the 800 million people or so that are experiencing hunger in the world today, as of when I'm filming this, 25.6 million of them are in the Congo, 21 million of them are in Sudan, and although it's hard to find information on Palestine as a whole, over 1 million people in Gaza are experiencing hunger. In the United States, the places with the largest concentration of food deserts, or as I like to call them, forced famine zones, are areas that are historically and predominantly populated by Black people and other minority groups. It shows that the system has assigned certain people to quite literally starve to death. In more cases than not, these people have and continue to be Black and women. Organizations like the World Food Program and the Hunger Project have been working day and night to provide aid to people who are experiencing hunger across the world. They have provided about $43 billion in aid per year. And there's also people who start organizations like Focus Congo and Mutual Aim who do a lot of great work, not just by bringing awareness on social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok, but also doing things on the ground.
Tate yangu jambo.
Jambo sana.
Habari za leo?
Mzuri.
Unalamuka mzima?
Tunalamuka na wazima.
Unaweza kunielezea mbele tuanze jina yako na uko na miaka ngapi?
Nikwambia kama ni 100 siweze vichika. Jina yangu siyapata Margarita, niko Mkristiani.
Tati, wewe uko na miaka 100. Maisha kwa hapa mkambi?
Watoto ndio wananipatiaga kuchakula. Maisha ya Mungambi sina vangili vikwamu. Saa Mungu atanihitaga ndakupaka. Kama angala nitiako pumuzi ndakuwaga. Nifanyaye.
Na wewe ulikimbiaka vita?
Tulikuwaka muvita. Tulikuwaka tunakuwa pale Ngumba. Ndio tulikuwaka tunakuwa. Tulikuyaga tu hivi, hakuna kitu.
Unapataka msaada?
Hakuna misaada ya huu. Tunakula kwa chakula kama wanaletea basee vyakula. Wanatuitia tufurusi tuwapata hivi. Habaya pokeaga huu.
Na vya kuvala, vya kujifunika, vya kulalia?
Vambere banye balikuyaga ndi wanapataka hivi. Kama una vyako basi unalala tu hivi. Utakifunika nini?
Nyumba tati kuna nafasi. Sasa tati.
Kaburingiti ndio mimi nalala na kamkeka. Nilalie kunini tena? Nina shida kumungini. Mbele nilikuwaga naenda kusaidia bamsika wangu kupanda maharaki. Maima sikuenda tena. Balikatalaka. Msiwezi kwenda tena mshamba.
Je, nini balikatalia wewe enda tena mshamba?
Niko na nguvu na mashamba yabo yuko kuchilima. Niko na nguvu ya kuteremka kuchilima sawa hii nyumba. Balikatalaka kabisa. Tulikuyaga tu hivi, ni hakuna kitu. Nikikuwa huko. Sasa ndio walienga mabulende, ngamia mkali kabulende. Na ndio mimi mnakuya mtaniengea kwa nyumba. Niseme nini tena?
Kuna kitu kuna kuroho litaka kuteleza?
Yote kama niko na viparozi. Nendo mnaweza watu. Kama mtanipa kitu, kama hamtanipa basi Mungu yepeke. Nifanye nini tena?
Now, you might be thinking, what can I, as an average everyday person like you, do to help with issues? Well, showing support can be something as simple as sharing this video or any other videos talking about humanitarian crisis in places like Congo, Sudan, Palestine, places like Haiti, sharing stories, information about people who are currently experiencing hunger in the world today. It could even be somebody using a little bit of their privilege to donate their time, or if you have any additional monetary resources to contribute to causes that we just learned about today. That's all I have for you for today. I appreciate you watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you next time. And until then, fuck capitalism.